This is Lauren.
This is Trey.
And this
is the Partnership Podcast.
Partnership Podcast. Hey, it's us. This is the Quickie Podcast where we're talking about categorizing different types of sex. Like hotel sex, that's a category. Sex after a funeral, that's a category. And so on.
New hairstyles.
Yeah, I was thinking about flipping it on backwards to fool people.
Like we weren't just in
Yeah,
these
we're not
chairs.
batching. Not batching.
We're batching, folks.
They'll
We're batching.
never know a thing. I have a backwards hat on.
I was going to say I don't know how many people watch, but a lot of people watch with the video. I can actually see it.
Perverts.
I think they just like our crazy facial expressions.
What are we chopping up, babe?
I want to talk about different kinds of sex inside of a partnership.
Yeah.
Because I had to put myself out on a limb recently and request kind of a slightly different type of sex than we were having because, shout out to my Reiki person, she encouraged me to really start requesting the nurturing touch that I needed. And silly me was like, oh, this is going to be really hard to ask my partner for nurturing touch because blah, 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 all lies in my head, okay? Everyone knows that I deeply believe that we paralyze ourselves by thinking we know what response is going to come back or assuming we know the response that's going to come back, so we don't even ask for what we need, want, and desire. So anyway, I always talk about what is our problem? Is our problem noticing what we want, trusting what we want, or valuing what we want? And I noticed I trusted, but I didn't value my own need. It's life-changing. Thanks, Dr. Betty Martin. So I noticed, trusted, and valued. And I said to you, hey, I am just in a season where I am really craving soft touch, nurturing touch, delicious, so yin and yang. Yang is like the masculine. Yin is like soft, feminine. There's yin yoga. There's yes. I was just craving some yin touch. That's what I was craving. And literally, this is what Trey does. He's like, yeah, sure. Yeah, babe, thanks for asking. I'd love to provide that for you.
You bitch.
Oh my God. That's how hard it was, folks. So anyway, I thought we could talk about some yin sex that you initiated the other night that was stars, fireworks, amazingness. And then I thought we could talk about the difference between that and some of the other sex we have. And then I thought we could just categorize. We could, in real time, put the sex that we have into different boxes. Because I know I have them.
Cool.
I'm like, this is this type of sex, and this is that type of sex. We could talk about the hotel sex we had recently. What box would that go into?
That would be in we're mad at each other, but we're in a hotel. So we're going to have porn style sex.
God. Okay. We're getting distracted.
Yes, we are.
Buckle up, y'all. Okay. So I had said this to Trey, I think on a Sunday night or a Monday. Wednesday, I go out with a friend. Sorry, friend, if you're hearing this. Wednesday, yes. And I come back and Trey knows that this is a big tingle time for me because I've had a full day of work. I've exercised and I've spent time with one of my best friends in the world. Those are categories that make for a filled up Lauren. Mm-hmm. She is happy. Mm-hmm. I literally, the only thing I could add to make this day better is an orgasm.
Yeah, my mind goes Trey's gonna get some fucking pussy.
But sometimes you're too tired. Nighttime is not your tingle time. So poor Trey. But sometimes, most of the time, I come home and I crawl on top of him. Mm-hmm. And yeah, if you're listening to this,
if you get home at a reasonable time, you're getting laid 99% of the time. If it's 10:45, good luck.
Y'all ask your partners if after being out with a good friend, if they're horny. Because it's a fun question to ask. If Trey gets home in the evening and he's been out with buds, it's not usually a time I'm getting laid.
The evening's not my tingle time. The morning is my tingle time.
Yeah. But me. Mm-hmm. So I'm coming home. I am horny, but I'm also in this place where I've been craving nurturing touch. So I start changing for bed. And I'm actually not thinking I'm getting laid because you were watching a show. I thought I was just going to snuggle into bed with you and watch the show with you. But things changed. Do you remember what happened and what went through your
mind?
mind?
You didn't even get to like wash your face because you took your shirt off, and I think I came over and just started like lightly kissing your breasts, maybe, and then just stroking my hands on your body slowly with my fingers, and then just up and down and just kind of a rhythmic wave, and then I think we started kissing.
Yeah, we started kneeling on the bed.
Yes.
And we made out gently, not
Yes.
aggressively. Like touching, exploring. I think we took your shirt off too. I think you were in a shirt. And so we were just like skin to skin, kneeling on the bed.
And the theme for me was like, we have all the time in the world. So there wasn't a rush to do anything. There wasn't a rush to get to oral sex, penetrative sex. There really was like just focus on touching her skin and then kissing her mouth. And then it's going to go wherever it's going to go.
Yeah, same. I felt no pressure. We even kind of stayed away. Sometimes in a makeout, one's hands drift to the butt. And we even, like, we weren't doing that. Like, our hands were staying up on, like, faces and hair and back.
More unexplored areas.
Yeah. We would call that in my field erogenous zones that are totally left ignored most of the time. Like, it's like, let's go to the genitals or let's go to the tits. And don't get me wrong.
I'm listening.
Those are lovely areas, but the whole body is an erogenous zone. We just don't take time for it because usually there's time constraints. But yeah, I could tell that you were giving all the time in the world vibes, all the time in the world vibes.
And that was where I just focused on. I think you eventually climbed on top of me.
You pulled me on top of you, but it wasn't in like here straddle
it's
me.
Time to
penetrate.
Yeah.
Not at all. I think my pants were still on for the longest time.
Because it was really just about me just running my hands up and down your body. And then I actually let you, this was a powerful one, where I let you initiate penetrative sex.
Yes, you did.
When you, couldn't hold back anymore?
So, quick anatomy lesson. When arousal is building for people's with vulvas and vaginas, the vagina begins to tent and balloon. And so what I told myself was, you wait. You wait till your vagina has lubricated. You wait till you have tented and ballooned to such a place. Some people will hear queefing. Some people will hear the vagina. Literally, it's like a slinky, if you imagine. It like expands. It can truly expand to whatever it wants to devour. This is an African sexualities principle. And so I said to myself, enjoy this makeout. Like, he is obviously not rushing you. The presence of the phallic, of the penis, is there for you to devour whenever you want it. And so I just took my damn time. It can feel so wonderful, and people with vulvas and clitorises will notice this, to almost like use the penis as like a wand, as like a rod to massage the clitoris on. So why are you smiling?
Because you said wand and rod. I just went back to the 5th grade. My bad. Keep going.
It's the best when I get into my nerdy sex educator and I look up and Trey's laughing.
Everyone take it seriously.
And so I got to do that. I got to just move my body around on you again so slowly, and it just felt like heaven.
How long do you think our sexy time was from like initiation to climax?
This is what's so beautiful. You all in the aroused mental space, time is so relative. Like, it could be a really long time, a really short time. Was it 40 minutes total?
Probably.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't know either.
20 to 40 minutes. It was one of our longer sessions, but it didn't feel long because we weren't grinding each other's crevices to a pulp.
Which is not pleasurable. People with vagina, shout out.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how enjoyable was that sexual experience for you?
Well, yeah, a 10.
So that's like, is it on Mount Rushmore of sexual experiences? It's your top 4?
Yes. You want to know why?
Why?
Because it was what I asked for. Guess what it needed to happen first? I needed to know what I wanted and then ask for it. This is the common myth about good sex, is that it's something someone else gives us. No. Great sex happens when you know what you fucking want and you ask for it. And the gift you're then receiving is exactly what you wanted. It's like writing a Christmas list and getting the thing you told Santa you wanted. Yes, is Trey an exceptional lover? Uh-huh. Was I able to enjoy the gift because it's what I wanted? Yes. Right? I could tell from the moment you started gently kissing my breast that this was, oh, he listened to me. He listened to me, and now he is giving me the gift that I asked for. This wasn't him taking for his enjoyment, which is also sexy, right? That's objectification. That's like consensual desire. I love being desired by you. And I knew there was desire that led with this, but I was like, oh, whoa, this is the gift time. This was not, let me take from her for my enjoyment. I love that. That's one of my favorite ways to orgasm is taking from your body, right? The allowance of your body. This felt like fucking heaven. And I think as much had to do with your exceptional lovemaking skills as it had to do with me asking for what I wanted and then enjoying it, luxuriating in the gift. And boy, did I. Boy, did I.
What would you name that type of sex that we had? Or what would you, what category?
I want to call it yin sex. Yeah. Like yin yoga.
Is that a working title? We're going with yin sex.
You don't like that? What would you title it?
Like soft.
Okay.
Like soft, luxuriating lovemaking. Like.
Okay.
Is that, I don't know if that's
soft
accurate.
Sex? We can call it, yeah. Soft, luxurious sex.
Yeah, soft sex. Or, yeah.
Soft sex.
Soft sex. Mm-hmm. Great.
Yeah. Soft sex. Tender sex?
Yeah.
Because it was like, it had elements of like tender. I totally felt like your lover.
Like, this isn't like feathers and
See,
it was hot too.
It was very hot.
It was hot because
our breath co-regulated. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
We started breathing together. That's why I wanted to say yin, because it had this like, it had yogic properties to it. Yeah, we took the time to like sync our breath, which then, Lord have mercy, that does great things for the vagina and for the cervix and for the orgasm. Like,
not to mention the dick. It was nice for me as well.
It was nice for you
if
as well.
anybody was curious about my experience.
Yeah. Something. It still felt passionate. It didn't feel like devoid of passion, but it felt gentle.
It was highly passionate. It was great.
But it wasn't rough.
No.
It was so gentle. Mm-hmm. Okay, soft sex. We're going to go soft sex, but the audience knows what that was.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so that was delicious. I had to ask for it. Was it satisfying for you too?
Oh, 100%. It was a 10 out of 10. It was one of my favorite sexual experiences I've ever had.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You just kept saying afterwards, you were such a good lover.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We should strongly consider prostitution.
You,
I feel like we're leaving a lot of cash on the table.
Sex work, first of all. Sex work.
I want to be defined as a whore.
Okay.
A straight whore. Sorry, fellas. All the guys out listening to this, my bad, guys.
We're getting off subject. I want to talk about the different kinds of sex we have other than glorious soft sex.
What's our standard issued issued by the government sex?
We call it sleepy side sex.
Yeah, sleepy side sex, yeah.
But I don't know, is that the box that it falls into, sleepy side sex?
Correct, where it's like we're lubing up, we're getting in there, it's time for a nut, and then it's time to move on.
We kind of have two positions in sleepy side sex.
Missionary.
No, that's not sleepy side sex. You think missionary falls in sleepy side sex?
Missionary, you can come. You can't come on like actual like side sex. No, that's not true.
I was going to describe our position.
I do it
Excuse
faster.
you very much.
So you
I feel like they're two different categories.
Go ahead.
Sleepy side sex, I swear, is this L-shaped side position that we found in love where our legs are intertwined.
Correct.
That is phenomenal. That's what I would call sleepy side sex.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
What's the other one where I'm just literally behind you?
That I also was going to think of that. So then also spooning. Yeah.
Okay.
So sleepy side sex, I was literally only putting in categories when we're on our sides.
Mm-hmm. Spoon sex.
So then there's also spooning.
And I'm the scooper.
He's the scooper, and I have I have a vibrator. And that's also pleasurable, but they are such juicy, lazy positions.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, spooning from the back with him, a vibrator from me, cozy, and then side sex. I have such a hard time describing this for my clients, but in essence, we're almost perpendicular to each other. We make an L shape and then put our, because I'm like,
keep going.
I'm further away. And then our legs are intertwined. So
Yes.
one of my legs is draped over your torso, and then your top leg is draped over my abdomen.
Correct.
And then our genitals come together. The reason I like this is that my feet can both be planted on the bed, and I can do Betty Dodson's rock and roll. I can rock my hips up into Trey's pelvis, and his leg can be over my body, like my core. And there are so many nerve endings that run down the entire core into the clitoris. And it is so juicy to have that pressure, and I can grab your ass.
It's really comfortable for Lauren to come. Me, I'm good pretty much anywhere. I think I could be upside down.
Wait, is that position comfortable for you?
It's 100% comfortable.
Okay.
It's the most comfortable position.
In my mind, you're just laying there. You're like my prop.
Big time.
Okay. Yeah. But what's so lovely is he can like touch my face. He can massage my breasts. We're far enough away, but there's still eye contact. We're not right next to each other. It doesn't work.
It's nice. No kissing.
There's no kissing.
Just fucking.
You're literally perpendicular, I think is the word. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. If you want to know more about this position, go to sexedforyou.com/free consult and get on my books, because I have handouts, I have exercises, I have all the things for this. You're missing out. Back to
this one.
Okay. So now we can go into missionary and me on top. Those are in my mind, they're different. I have to work. I have to get up, or you have to get up.
Get up? What do you mean get
Sleepy side sex is literally like, lube up and go. There's no crawling. There's no mounting. There's no thigh work. There's no stretching the groin.
Okay, so okay, great. Missionaries, lovely, because we can both orgasm pretty easily.
I love you on top
These
of
are these are the positions. My whole kind of goal, or it's like my whole ethos is like, what positions can I put my wife in so she can come?
Oh, thank you, baby.
What else?
And for missionary and me on top, I put those like in the same category.
Great, yeah.
It's like one of us has to work more.
True.
One of us gets to just lay there. The other one has to work more. And it's like, I think in my mind, do you do this? We've never talked about this. I'll think, okay, if we're not sleepy side sexing, when did he last climb on top of me? Is it my turn to
Oh, that's so
climb on
funny.
top?
No, I
you
don't do
this?
that. I get it in my mind. When you're on top of me, I'm like, is she tired?
I mean, it's a good workout.
My thighs would be burning at this point.
It is. I mean, total transparency. I exercise, and it's still it's a good workout. It is a reason. Oh, shout out to people who mount. Like, it's a good reason to keep your quads in good shape and to do good stretches, because it's not easy. And especially as the aging process, it used to be easier.
What's the sex called where it's like wild, use the whole room, use the mirrors, we're standing.
So we're moving. Well, wait, what are our...
We're sitting, we're kneeling.
So we have sleepy side sex, we have on top sex. Okay, now we have around the room wild, just in our bedroom though.
Utilize the space type sex.
Okay.
There's no one else in the house sex, lock the doors type sex.
Okay.
Would that be like considered like...
We just in our bedroom though?
Yeah. Would that be considered, or we could be in the living room too, but would that be like wild adventurous sex? Utilize the space type sex? Where it's like multiple positions?
Yeah. Free movement sex. Yeah, where we like use the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it wild? Is it more like creative? Maybe it's creative sex.
Creative sex. Okay.
Creative sex.
Good.
Yeah, because sometimes we'll just say, I would even say that falls into like when we have sex in the basement and stuff like that. Creative sex? Or does that feel different to you?
100%.
Just a different use.
In the basement sex is almost like it's quicker than, say, if we were in our bedroom because it's less comfortable.
True. Which is fun. It's an aphrodisiac.
It is fun because
it's a different...
And when we do it in the basement, it's almost like we're somewhere else where we're not supposed to be having sex.
We're naughty. Yeah. It's a violating a prohibition type of thing. Yeah. Sometimes we use your exercise bench or something like that. So it's like it feels...
Yeah, I'm your trainer. Yeah, it turns into
Role-playing.
fantasy and role-playing. Mm-hmm. Okay, public sex. There's public sex.
Semi-public sex.
Semi-public sex.
Yeah,
where
yeah. We don't like. We're
we're
not
on
doing
a
that.
sidewalk.
Yeah, like. But I just recently learned that you only do that because I like it.
I've learned to enjoy it too.
Okay.
Also because my penis isn't a vagina.
Okay, so like semi-public sex, which what we mean is like in a locked room where we can hear people on the other side, or in a bathroom that we're not. There's like.
This is an exhibitionism.
Yeah, that's not. I just want everybody to be really clear.
What's the sex called where like only I come?
Ooh, selfish sex?
Selfish sex?
Yeah.
Can we have another? Can we name
Oh,
it?
but I
something
like
differently?
it. I like it when people. I love it when you chase your pleasure.
Let's name it something differently. then.
Okay, fine. Pleasure for one.
Yeah, one-centered sex. Pleasure for one. I like that. Pleasure for one sex.
Because you'll sometimes do that for me, and you'll be like, "Baby, I'm saving mine. This is just for you."
It's also like it's a kind of a ploy to drive you nuts too, where it's like, no, you don't get any of this. You
Oh,
don't
it
get any
does
of this.
drive me nuts all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fun. That works.
And sometimes it's like, honey, can I come? It's like, yeah. I love it when you ignore me, like when you're doing your hair or your makeup. I fucking
Would you
love
call that pleasure for one, or would you call that a whole different category, like
Okay, because
ignoring me, like ambivalent sex? Because
yeah,
it's overcoming ambivalence for sure. It is that cornerstone.
that's very hot. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
one of the ones that took me the longest to be okay with, because I felt like I was a complete jerk for ignoring you, and you're like, no.
Oh, it's a kink. I love it.
Yeah.
But it is like generally pleasure for one because, like, say if you're doing a task like that,
I
and
can't
I'm
focus.
behind you standing, there's no orgasm there
For me.
you.
Yeah.
What other type of sex do we have?
Hotel sex?
Yeah, hotel sex. Yeah, makeup sex. Recently,
Yeah,
we had hotel/makeup sex, which is like, it's like bringing the two most powerful kingdoms together. It's like, we will rule this land. Before we were enemies, now we are united. That was wild sex. Holy shit.
It still like flashes before my eyes. It's so funny. Jack Moran's done research on this. So many people have like what sex we remember. Shout out. Another thing you can do with sex ed for you is we'll often go back into the recesses of our imagination and pull out our top 2 sexual encounters. It's amazing what people remember. Like truly amazing what people remember. But I don't think we'll forget that hot makeup hotel sex for the rest of our lives.
Because it was, I think, 3 minutes prior to me, because you were spending the night in the hotel by yourself and I had come for dinner and we got into a conflict at dinner.
At dinner.
And it was like, what the fuck? And was it our anniversary? Anyway, no, it wasn't our anniversary because you were there solo.
It was just
some cocoon
after
time.
the anniversary highs and lows.
You were
y'all.
hermiting.
And
And so it was literally, because you're like, do you want to walk me up to my room? And I could have just left the hotel. Because I really, I was like, I want to get the fuck out of here.
And I was almost like indignant or apathetic, like,
Take it or leave it.
Do you want to come to the room?
And I didn't even know, like, going up the elevator, I had no idea if I could get hard.
Yeah.
That's where I was in my mind. And then a switch flipped. And it was some of the hottest, wildest. And it was maybe 15, 20 minutes?
Maybe.
And then we explored the entire
But we used the entire room.
It was wild. 23 minutes, pardon. We're getting new cameras. We're not doing this 30-minute cutoff thing anymore.
We're not. We're switching it up. Be prepared. Okay, so I would call that a combo of makeup sex. I want to be just a little sex educator thing here. That's not that healthy. It is very hot. It's very hot and erotic. But the pattern of falling into conflict in order to have great sex can become very dangerous.
That's not cool.
So I want to be really clear.
Yeah. If that was how we had sex, I don't think I couldn't be in the relationship.
Highly erotic, highly
That's not cool to
damaging
me.
for partnerships.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah,
I don't want to be. I don't want to be highly damaged all the time.
No.
So I can come hard.
Yeah. There is a reason Jack Moran says that when we are angry, we have basically separated from becoming one unit to becoming 2 individual units. So it creates more friction. So the sex is hotter. there are more ways, my friends, to create erotic friction and to create senses of separateness and not too much togetherness or closeness.
Yeah, I'd rather be open and happy and have you do the same and then come together and have really good sex versus I don't like you.
Yeah. No.
Because there are some times where I don't like you very much.
Oh, there's plenty of times where I don't like you.
But you are at the same time. It's like, wait a minute, she is my favorite person in the world. What the fuck is going on?
Okay, vacation sex. Not this past vacation.
Sex.
The vacations
we had
before.
some very lovely, hot vacation
Vacation
sex.
sex, I truly think, gets its own subgroup because everyone knows when there are no burdens on your shoulders. For me, if I don't have a kid around, if there's no work the next day, vacation sex should feel great because we've removed distractions and it's lovely.
Okay, I've got to let off some steam. I'm stressed out. I should come sex.
Yeah, that's one of Trey's favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in the car ride home yesterday. You're like, what do you need? I go, I need to come, babe. And if you want to be there, great. If not, great. And then we ended up mutually masturbating.
That's what I was going to say. That leads to another category, mutual masturbation.
And then taking nap sex.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will often say an orgasm would be so good to help me sleep right now.
Yeah.
Sex. Like, do you want to come have sex in bed with me so that I can take a nap? Mm-hmm. It's like filling your like service kink. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Come put me to sleep sex.
And sometimes it's like, I've been staring at these spreadsheets for hours now. I need to come.
Yeah, but mutual masturbation, I think, is highly underrated. Love it, love it, love it.
It's fun.
I got to stay in my cozy clothes yesterday because I was so exhausted post.
I was wearing this hoodie.
Trey fucked in that hoodie.
Well, I mean, I masturbated in the hoodie.
You fucked in that hoodie plenty, but.
Yeah, that's true.
Shout out. Okay, mutual masturbation. Yeah, need a break, like need to let off some steam sex. Which that's usually like kind of quick.
Because it's almost like you need to get back to the task.
Yeah, in those instances, I usually have to utilize fantasy of some kind. Because if I'm going from, it's just as good for me. It's just not, there's not the connection pre or post. Usually, you're always good at aftercare. So we always snuggle and like connect and all that kind of stuff. But I
hit
usually.
the minimum requirements most of the time.
Yes. You know, it's going to result in you getting laid again another time.
Yeah. Not my babe not being mad at me when I leave.
Where are you going?
It's like taking out the trash.
Yeah. But in those quickies, it's not a quickie. Is it a quickie?
What's it?
Some of those like let off steam sex.
Those are total quickies.
Yeah, usually they're
like,
a quickie.
Hey, we're here to,
And usually I have to utilize fantasy of some kind. I have to put myself in an erotic space. And usually I'm not in an erotic space if it's in the middle of a day. I have to utilize I always call it a springboard. I have to get myself into a sexy mood.
You don't use pornography.
No, it's just not as stimulating to me. My imagination is far better.
Great.
Yeah,
I
far
can
better.
come so much faster using the imagination, but like the porn is, it's eye candy.
It's beautiful. It should be. It's literally what it's made for. It's just when I am ovulating, I will crave erotic literature and erotic imagery. Other than that, no, my imagination's my best friend because literally it feels like a less waste of time. I can customize my fantasy and it feels perfect.
Let's stop from there. If we have forgotten any, let us know.
Yeah.
And by us, I mean my wife, because I don't read comments.
He reads nothing.
I don't want to talk to any of you.
That's so not true. I read him your best comments. I read all of the comments and respond to the ones that are decent and kind and nice.
Not going to happen.
But I do read them to Trey. So yeah. Thanks for coming to this quickie episode of Partnership Podcast. If you want to learn more about how to have different types of sex with your partner or to have these types of conversations where it's categorizing the types of sex that you do have, reach out to me, sexedforyou.com/free consult. Remember, these are opinions. Some of this is actually based in research because I'm a sex educator. But don't worry. If you disagree with some of the forms of sex that we have, you have a right to self-determination. These are our opinions and our lived experiences. Have a great day. Bye.